Hey everyone, Kane here, and in this one we're gonna check a fight that I had in terms of Minds of Mayhem and probably ask you as well to try and debunk what the hell is wrong with this person's formation and of course likely the account. So in this event, pretty much was like a farm based Minds of Mayhem or something like that. There's like 15 people in here or so, 13, and all of the fights in this event was just me. And the last fight, like a couple of minutes before the ending, this guy was rank 1, and me beating him pushed him back to rank 4. So if this guy was a subscriber, that's like -1 right there. So, what happened in terms of the fight? So, I've checked some of his stuff and I just get a question mark. This person, I do believe, is like, I can't say 4 years, but I think this person is like 3 years old account, like maybe 3.5. And for me, there are huge question marks in terms of his account. So, I guess let's just use this video in uh, having like a question mark where his stats are, what he kind of improved, and essentially if players would want to look at some of the mistakes, they could also ask in the comments below because I just have a question mark. So let's start from the dragon. His dragon at 14 million core, do keep in mind I'm 14 million core myself. So at 14 million core, his dragon has 20 million less HP, but that can be explained because he doesn't have dragon scale heart, which adds quite a lot of HP. So we have debunked that already. He doesn't have good abilities on his dragon. So if you're like playing the game more than half a year, you already have to slowly work towards or even already have a PvP dragon. A PvP dragon is basically all of the abilities meant to perform better in PvP or help you in PvP. So do keep that in mind. It is like a must have. So one of his abilities meant for utility, like I guess research, construction. Then he has scales for tankiness, noble blood for utility, and then you have a DPS skill, which is and then you have 3 purple abilities, which I don't even know why. And then you have blessed humanoid predation. Now, if you don't have a hero predation in terms of your dragon in PvP, you're basically keeping enemy heroes at their full potential. And what do I mean by full potential? You don't reduce accuracy, you don't reduce attack speed, you don't have crit chance, accuracy, crit damage against enemy heroes, so they're basically tankier in such a case, and you do not reduce their damage. So already this puts your enemy heroes at such a huge advantage compared to you. If you don't have that hero predation, that is just insane. That is why most people always advise you and tell you to always, and I do mean always, have a hero predation. So this dragon, out of 10, I would likely give it a 3 or so. The fact that he has noble blood makes majority of the score even like possible. Uh, Other than that, he would really have to work on his dragon. After that, let's check the frontline squad. So, I of course have tier 19 frontline, I revived it, and it's 5 million HP. On tier 18, I think I have like 3.9, so his swordman should be a little bit tankier. However, once inspecting his stuff, he doesn't have enemy crit rate reduction, he doesn't have healing received at decent numbers, and he doesn't have resistances, which is like this one, unless he is severely overcapped on magic resistance. So his stats could actually be better as well in terms of swordman. Excuse me. So archers, he has very little attack, and in terms of stats are sort of okay in terms of his archers. Has crit rate high, crit damage, he has some healing received, and he has 3 attacks per second. This I would suggest like at least 3.5 or so, and I would give a pass to these archers. Like they would be able to do some decent damage. Now I'm not sure whether or not dire archers are good. I think I see most people playing the Zen ones because they have chance to snipe backline heroes right now at this point in time or so. So unsure if the dire ones actually outperform the Zen ones right now. After that, heroes. So as you can see in terms of heroes, all of his heroes are level 65. So what we can assume here is that he's one of the people that likes to level everything evenly. And that can actually be an issue in this game. And why is that an issue? So if you have people who want to level everything evenly, they will do that. One moment, let me just speed up and save like 30 seconds. Might as well just speed up this as well and save 20 minutes. Sorry guys. So if you are leveling everything evenly, right? Like you have these 4 trees and they would be even. Those people tend to level everything evenly. So if you level this to 24, right? Then they go to the next 3. This level it to 24. Then they go to the next one, like level it to 24 and do like 1 level in each tier, and then until you reach a breakthrough, a whole year will pass. And that is not something that people should do, because if his account is like 3 or 4 years old, considering the realm he is in, and his heroes are level 65, that is a lot of mistakes made on the account and the way it was being upgraded and leveled. One moment. So, as you can see, my realm is 3,600. His realm is 400 realms lower, which is a lot. That's like 2 or 3 years even compared to mine. So yeah, that's quite a huge question mark. So assumingly he has done that, he doesn't have good breakthroughs, he doesn't have tier 15 or tier 16 likely, and his heroes don't really perform very good. And why they don't perform very good? Well, you can pretty much see in terms of the damage statistics. My mages just literally wiped everything. Tankiness, they tanked something because I of course did damage. Mine didn't tank anything because he didn't have any damage, or basically I just wiped everything very, very quickly. In terms of healing, no healing was needed to be done because he didn't really carry that much damage. So all in all, I checked a lot of stats, even let's say frontline, I checked stats even in terms of heroes. And for some odd reason, he's missing a lot of stats. Now, I don't have Gladiator and Paladin tier 15 upgraded. And I still managed to have 50 million HP Gladiators on my field, right? 49, 50. Bane is 50. Kitano, 43. Let's say Virion, 36, right? Kitano, 23. Solaris, 25. We're gonna touch on Rufio later. Varian, 18, twice as less. Then, of course, Bane, like 25. So he has like half the HP of my gladiators. Now, to show you another difference, right? Rufio, 19 million HP, 3 million attack. My Rufio is level 65, 25 million HP, 9.5 attack. Now, if we would check one of his mages as well, right? 5 million attack at level 65. So that would be like 60% more at 70. About, I guess, 7 million attack at level 70. Compared to almost 21 million without a skin. Do you see like the difference? We are the exact same core. Exact same core. But this guy is probably like 2 or 3 years older than me. given from the information in terms of realm. And he has made a lot of mistakes in terms of not leveling the research to get breakthroughs and then using those breakthroughs to win events, win PvP, win Linari, use that Linari for account upgrading, and a circle like that. So, yeah, that is probably one of the bigger mistakes that he has made. Now, other mistakes, I suppose, is that I've checked some of the heroes, some questionable equipment. I'm not sure whether or not he made it due to specific, I guess, formation or things, or honestly, I have no clue. But let's jump into the battle and see what happened before we go on further. So, he does seem to have a Valerie split up from his burst side. This is basically my burst side against his stall side, question mark. We're gonna have to inspect that. And as you can see, my mages are starting to do some decent amounts of damage. His burst side is not even scratching my skeletons. So yeah, not even scratching my... So his burst side is here, but only this squad of skeletons is taking damage apparently. And his soul side is being wiped, Valerie doing nothing, Alana is almost dead, Alana is dead, and everything is just gonna be wiped in seconds right now. So yeah, Marufio spun to his burst side, question mark, dragon died, and as you can see, my skeletons are not even being scratched on my stalls. Like, they're being healed so much that any damage done on them, with, well, if they're near Balrog at least, they get healed so much that he's just not able to bypass them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much else to see. His formation wasn't really that good in terms of, I suppose, placement. So there are numerous mistakes in terms of this formation. Now, I've said countless times you have to split your field. One side has to have a stall, the other side has to have burst. Now, from what we can check here, this side has the most DPS heroes like, let's see, Bazrik, Saizo, Arian, Ophidia. Denji can help out, Avril, Nora, and an archer squad. In the middle, he has Rufio, which should be on burst side. Then he has Tisafin, which should be on burst side. Then he has Valerie, which should be on burst side. Now, it would be, or rather take a lot of time to look throughout the artifacts like Sacred Wings, maybe Nectar of Life, where you would sometimes want it on burst side. If your burst side is very powerful, you may want that on your stall side to help Sage and general heroes survive longer. But yeah, so he split some of his, I guess, better or one of the main DPS towards middle and I guess the other side. And then you have some tanks which should be on stall side, likely with a few artifacts that could be on stall side as well, and some random middle line of heroes for I don't even know what reason in here. Like, really, I have no clue. Why would you put like a line of heroes in the very middle? That doesn't make sense, because you either cast abilities on your burst side or you try to make your stall side survive. And if you don't cast on a side where you have most heroes on, that side is just gonna get rolled over by even the basic of the army units. So it's nuances there where people should sort of improve and think about formation building. So, yeah, it would take a lot to look through the artifacts and placement, but basically the placement of his heroes, the placement of army, etc., kind of sorted out the fight and made it pretty easy, because you have to have, again, burst and stall, and what he has is average and average. And if you face a stall side with average and a burst side with average, you're not gonna bypass the stall, and the enemy's burst is just gonna roll over you. Like that's as simple as that. And there is nothing else to it. So quite a lot of people do this sort of thing, and I do believe some of these are kind of similar in my previous fights as well. So let's just quickly check on his one. So Balrog, stuff like that. Saizo on, I guess, stall. And then he has these on burst. Well, this one, somewhat better. This is one of the oldest formations that I've seen. So I guess this one is a little bit better. Let's give it that. And then this one that I faced as well. Let's see. Well, this one I guess is better, like because you have 5 skeletons, you have heroes buffing them, or most of them, question mark, and then you have like DPS heroes, basically all of them on the burst side. So the last two formations I'll give a pass. They're somewhat, I guess, thought of or thought out of, having proper sides. I'm not sure on the buffs. That would take like 20 minutes to check, but pretty much just wanted to cover, I guess, somebody who had made very, very crucial mistakes that quite a few people do make. And the biggest one of them all is formation. Need to learn how to have a burst side and a stall side. And then, of course, the trying to level everything evenly. You never have to or need to or require to do everything evenly. It will make you weaker, incredibly weaker. And again, like I can even show you my own features multiple times, right? When I level my gears, one moment, I have like even the Covenant, right? 35, 25. Sometimes I have like 27, 25, 20, or whatever. It depends on the gears. It doesn't really matter. Then like research, you level 2 of them only, like main only. And then the others just leave them behind because you don't have that much time. Heroes, like look at the differences of the heroes, because I always go for the breakthroughs, which give me the most things that I possibly can compete with or do in events or PvP. And in the end, it just so happens that I can just start winning events in terms of like pinnacle, right? I'm facing people who are like 3, 4, 5 million core above me, and essentially proper setups do let me compete in those events. Now again, I'm like not entirely sure where the hell are that person's stats. Like that person is 14 million core, but his stats are either twice as less or 4 times as less. One of the main things that comes to mind is that this person hasn't leveled his reliquary. So in this video, I will also advise. So if you have upgraded the stars as high as you can and you don't have any fragments to level the stars, see this little button right here, right? Click it, click heroes, and then go towards upgrading your hero's attack to maximum as you can be, until of course you get stuff to breakthrough. Breakthrough is important for upgrading a relic stale or stale or steel. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce this. And then you go back to leveling your hero attack once. Like this has to be maxed for you to have like proper Valeries or heroes or DPS on your field. Probably max this the first thing, then went to heroes HP and then to army and stuff like that. This helped out a lot, and I do mean a lot in terms of PvP, and everybody should have these maxed ASAP. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you did enjoy the video, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.